A lot of times people tell you, oh, you block and you take the hit right in the ulna. Problem with that is the size of the ulna compared to the bones and how it's actually working. Now, I did mention a lot of stuff on where uh, the hook, and if you're actually blocking with the ulna, which is if you take your pinky, come across here, it's a thin bone here. On this picture, you can see the bone on this side here being extremely thin. This is the ulna. And so if you take a direct blow to the ulna, it will fracture. And if you are using the ulna just to take the direct blow, with gloves, it wouldn't be an issue. Without gloves, it will actually, like I said, it will lead to a fracture called a nightstick fracture. And it is because when you actually do take these rotational hits, it also spins the brain inside. The other thing that you actually can do is if you're hitting at these angles, it can end up causing fractures here in the mandible. And well, that usually requires the jaw not to move too much. It can also end up causing damage to the ears. The elbow joint is a nice hinge. It only moves in one direction. And if you think of the third move as coming up and dropping, you have your hand, you can assume someone grabbing, come up and drop using your elbow to the side of their elbow. It doesn't matter if you go to this side or this side here, the effect will be the same as this is a hinge with all the muscles around the top or the back. Anything acting with a lot of force on the sides can end up dislocating the elbow. Arm bars, you do them slow, but think of doing it as you would do it in this kata. Slam hard. The idea is it's not okay, we're going to use this to get someone to tap out. In this case, doing it hard and fast, the joint would either strain ligaments, or even cause some fractures sometimes. So that one move could be a potential, actually really harsh and dangerous technique. It is, again, you can use it for submissions. If you do it slow, fast, you'll have a different effect. A lot of times, if you think of the way we train, everyone thinks, oh, it's beginning, so it doesn't have anything serious on it. But these are moves that you see in a lot of, you could see these moves actually in different katas, almost identical. And then you have other moves that are many times they're not at the more advanced moves. You'll notice that they're less dangerous than the beginning moves. And it does make sense if you think about anytime you have a martial art that actually does compete against each other, they don't want to teach someone who doesn't understand how to release a lock early, doing certain techniques, that someone who's advanced who understands, oh, hey, if someone doesn't tap, I better let go. You can teach them different moves because it's not going to hurt someone. And kata, you'll notice that the more advanced moves are more about restraining people, right? And these first moves, they in many ways are take the bat and hit it in the right place as hard as you can. So you're using kata not just as a way to actually see the damage, but also almost a two-man drill, which I know that a couple of people have actually mentioned this on this channel. What it ends up doing is it actually gets your mind to make these patterns. So if you do find yourself in a situation when you get attacked, you jump to the patterns that you've studied.
If I do this particular application, how is that going to affect the skeletal system? Is it going to give me the leeway I need in order to get out of this confrontation? Or is it going to keep me in the fight where I have to come up with something else again?
Everything has another level to it. So if you think of, okay, so we did a fugatani with the bones. Well, can we actually change it more to cause different types of things or prevent different things by looking at just the muscles?